Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Rusty right here on YouTube and Facebook. And I'm back on Facebook, back on YouTube with another edition of this wrestling report, as I do when wrestling news comes available. Then I'll have some housekeeping news before the end of the video after the report. So please keep it right here through the entire video. I'm going to move my camera here just a second to make sure that I get enough light here. Let me see. There we go. That gives me more light there. Let me go back this way a little bit. Okay, that should give me enough light. Thank you again for coming into this edition of Wrestling with Rusty right here on YouTube and Facebook. I have some teeth issues right now, so forgive my front teeth problem as well as probably a speech problem until I go to the dentist and get my teeth fixed. Forgive me. This report is about the dark side of the ring, Grizzly Smith, Jake Roberts, Sam Houston, Robin Smith family. Wrestling has always had families, and wrestling has always had problems in it, regardless of whether you're part of a family or not. Wrestling, unfortunately, one of the bad things about it is if you are what they're looking for cosmetically and can talk and can BS your way through, they don't really care whether you're a person of good character in most cases. Now, that's changing in today's wrestling a little bit with the Me Too movement and some other stuff. But back in those days, and even some today, they don't care whether you're a good person, and that's part of the problem. And that's not a Grizzly Smith problem. That's not a Jake Roberts problem. That's not a Smith family problem. That's just pro wrestling. A lot of people have trouble coming to grips with the real life person and the persona. Excuse me, I burped there. Let me say that again. A lot of people have trouble coming to grips with the real life person and the persona that they play in front of the camera, or the character that they play in front of the camera. In my own personal life, Betsy Welch, independent wrestling promoter and independent wrestler, has a little trouble with that, and Betsy has a little trouble with the truth. But that's not a wrestling problem. That is a society problem. It just shows up a lot in wrestling. But I'm not here to talk about Betsy. I'm here to talk about the Smith family documentary, Dark Side of the Ring. I just saw it a few minutes ago, and long story short, it was really honest and a good portrayal of Grizzly Smith, Jake Roberts, Sam Houston, and Robin Smith, and their other brother that's not involved in wrestling. In fact, the other brother that's not involved in wrestling, I found him to be extremely honest and probably the most forthcoming of them all. As ironic as that may seem, having said all that, it was very honest. Grizzly Smith was a pedophile. I'm glad he's dead. People like that deserve to be dead and rot in hell for taking advantage of children and lying to people and whatever else went down in that situation. But the documentary overall was good. It showed the dark side of the ring, not just about child molestation, but about lies and deceptions and how all that stuff usually comes out in life. It takes a little time. It doesn't always come out when it's supposed to, but it comes out. Jake Roberts was very honest. Sam Houston was very honest. Sam Houston, Mike Smith is his real name, would not know the truth if it bit him in the ass. According to a friend of mine, Robin Kurtz, also known on the independent wrestling circuit as Brittany Diamond, she dated Sam Houston and she broke it off because Sam Houston only wanted sex from Robin Kurtz / Brittany Diamond. So Sam Houston wants to get in there and talk about how he's loves baby doll Nicola Roberts and is grateful for life and this, that, and the other, and straighten out his life and blah, blah, blah. Well, hey, Mike, you hadn't straightened out your life that much, buddy. You're still a piece of shit. Having said all of that, the documentary was good. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on Vice TV as well as YouTube. Darkside of the Ring, Grizzley Smith is the name of the documentary. But Grizzley Smith was the father of Jake the Snake Roberts, Sam Houston, and Rockin' Robin Smith. And it talks about all their careers and their problems, their death in their family, the child molestation, the whippings, the beatings, all of them coming up in the wrestling business in the shadow of their father, Grizzley Smith, who transitioned into being a booker and an agent in wrestling after his in-ring career was over. So overall, the documentary was good. Mike Smith, you're still a piece of shit if you see this YouTube video. But on a personal note, let me take care of some housekeeping notes before I close this out. For those of you asking me, Betsy Welch and I have split up. Betsy told the truth about her name, her address, her phone number, and her age. But beyond that, everything else about Betsy's life was a lie. She claimed to have been scared of the accelerated rate that she and I began dating. Don't know if that was true or not, because when you tell lies like that, whether it be in wrestling or in real life, lies always come back to bite you in the ass. And at some point, you tell so many lies, you don't know what's true. And unfortunately, that's where I'm at now with Betsy. So Betsy and I have split up. I don't know if we'll get back together. I seriously doubt it. There's too much distance involved. Betsy promised to take me to Alabama. Betsy never did take me to Alabama. Betsy never came here to visit. Betsy never came here to stay and see if we get along as a couple. Most of what Betsy said was a lie. And regardless of whether you're in a dating relationship or attempting a dating relationship like Betsy and I were, or whether it's a business relationship, a personal relationship, or a pro wrestling relationship, you can't build a foundation of a relationship on a lie. Eventually, those lies come back to bite you in the ass. So it's always best to tell the truth. The trouble is, people in life and people in the wrestling business sometimes prefer to lie and hide the truth, assuming it'll never come out. But more times than not, the truth always comes out eventually. It may not come out today, tomorrow, next month, or next year, but it always comes out. I would like to publicly apologize at this time to anyone else that I may have offended during the Betsy Welch situation. Betsy was a great part of my life for the brief time that she was in it. I'm not even sure she realized how important she was to me. But that's part of the reason it's not going to work, I don't think. But nevertheless, I'd like to also apologize to Teresa Howard or anyone else that I may have offended during my time trying to show Betsy that I loved her. For that, I am deeply sorry to anyone that I offended. Any language that I used in any past YouTube videos or anything else. I should know better. I should not let a woman of any kind, whether it be Betsy, Teresa Howard, or anyone else, drive me to using profanity or getting angry, because at the bottom line of the day, I'm a child of God. I believe in God. I'm a Christian, and I should not let any woman, whether it be Betsy Welch, Teresa Howard, or anybody else, drive me to saying things and doing things that I should not do. So for that, I apologize to anyone that might see this or saw any of the other videos that I may have done in which I yelled and screamed, and that's not me. All I can say is Betsy used the term every time Betsy wanted to cover up what she did, or lied about her husband, or lied about being married, or lied about a number of issues. She would always say, well, you have anger issues. Well, Betsy, if you ever see this, the only thing I can say to you is any person that you lie to over and over and over again and over again is going to be mad and going to have anger issues. Any person. Here's a novelty idea, Betsy, and anybody else seeing this video. If you don't want somebody to be angry, tell the truth. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you here next time on Wrestling with Rusty, right here on YouTube and Facebook. I'm back on Facebook if you want to send me a message. And also, if you want to email me, my email address is rusty, RUSTY.LOUDERMILK, LOUDERMILK, like speak louder and give me milk, rusty.loudermilk@yahoo.com. Or you can call me on my cell phone at 724-826-0449, 724-826-0449. Thank you very much. Take care and have a good day. And thanks again for watching Wrestling with Rusty, right here on YouTube and Facebook. God bless everybody. Betsy Welch, whether you know this or not, I'll always love you, but I can't do it by myself. As I said before, it takes two, not one. And you can't have three either. So it can't be Rusty, Betsy, and Teresa Howard. And it can't be just Rusty. It's got to be Rusty and Betsy, or Rusty and anybody else. It takes two, not one and not three. And that's a lesson for anybody in any relationship. Take care, everybody, and God bless, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.